Good evening, y'all. Welcome to Soulibration. I am your host, Shameika Rhymes. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from and how you're doing this evening. And remember, share this with your network. And if you have any questions at all during the show, you're the co host, so drop it in the chat. So I'm excited because tonight we are talking about real fitness, what actually works, what to leave behind, and how to stay consistent even when life gets busy or your body just simply isn't where you want it to be, or menopause kicks in. So, from strength training and cardio to flexibility, weight loss, and motivation, tonight's guest is bringing decades of elite level coaching and a faith driven mindset to help you build a fitness routine that fits real life. Now, whether you're working out at home or in the gym, just starting over or just starting, we got it all for you tonight. And this is like a mini reunion because I think I mentioned last week, this was my trainer on the show. I want to look like a high school cheerleader again. So I know what he says works. So if you've been feeling stuck or wondering how to get results that last, this is your sign. Tune in, get a notebook, write it down, or make sure that you bookmark this, save this, so you can come back and watch it again later. I see you, Nashville, Gastonia, Asheville. I see y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let me tell you a little bit about tonight's guest. Jay Johnson. He is a Army veteran, an elite performance coach, and the only official trainer in history for the world famous Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. And like I said, he was also one of the trainers on the reality show, I Want to Look Like a High School Cheerleader Again. And you may have seen him on Wife Swap. And of course, I don't know, I still have mine, the Ultimate Cardio Bootcamp DVD series. I need to pull those back out. But he's got over 25 years of experience. He has trained Super Bowl champions, Olympians, special forces, corporate teams, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So he's also known as the Fit Evangelist because he blends faith and fitness to inspire others to move with purpose. So let's welcome Jay Johnson. Hey, Jay. Hi, Jay. Can you hear me? Jay, can you hear me?
I I can't hear it. It's off and on, kind of like auto tune in the back.
Oh, maybe your Wi-Fi. It might be your Wi-Fi. Do you have your Wi-Fi on?
Yeah, there's an echo that with your voice, and it's like an what's that?
Oh, do you have your Wi-Fi on? Maybe that because it looks like it's the internet is fading out or something. Can you hear me, Jay?
No, okay, I heard that, but it has an echo behind it. It sounds like auto tune.
Oh, okay. It may be your internet. I'm not sure because it looks like your video is very I don't know how to
What's
explain it.
that?
It looks like it could be your internet service, like your internet, like it might be you need to put it on Wi-Fi or either take it off Wi-Fi.
Oh man, I can't hear you at all. It's
You
just
want to go? You want to go
breaking
out
up.
and come back in?
I heard something like check my internet. Okay, well, I think I paid. No, good.
Is it on? Is it on your phone? We'll bring Jay back in a second. We'll let him fix his Wi-Fi. So while we wait for him to fix that, I'll just tell you all a little story. So yeah, in 2007, I decided to go on a journey of losing weight after a breakup, and so the show was the spinoff of the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders show. I know you guys have seen that; it's on Netflix now, but back in the day, it was on CMT. So that is how I ended up meeting Jay. And Lynn, and it was such a great experience. There were 10 former cheerleaders, We were literally in boot camp in a desert in the middle of nowhere in California, and Jay got us into shape. So it was such an amazing experience. Let me know in the comments if you ever saw that show. It was like 2007 on CMT. I don't know. I think you can still watch it on YouTube if you just really have nothing else to do and you want something to watch, something to laugh at. But let's see. There you go, Jay. I can see you better now. How
I
about?
can hear you loud and clear.
Oh,
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't know how
Can't
long I
see you.
could
I got to
tap
put on my
dance.
glasses. What's that?
I didn't know how long I could tap dance.
Oh, yeah. Well, keep on going. Yeah, that was good. It sounded good. I
Well,
got to wear
welcome
my
to
specs.
Celebration. Welcome to Celebration. We haven't seen each other. I think the last time I saw you was 2011.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Time flies.
it does. So, like I mentioned, you have trained some amazing people, especially, I enjoyed watching you on the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show, and especially when you were judging, but when you were also training them as well. So, what do people usually get wrong when it comes to getting fit?
The discipline,
Hmm.
the actual, I don't think people weigh the cost of what it's like just to take care of themselves. That it comes to like shock to people where you're like, hey, look, you've got to manage your health the same way the company you work for manages you, okay,
Hmm.
or payroll. You've got to invest in yourself. You've got to monitor yourself. You've got to set a daily schedule. There's a reason why it works everywhere else in the world, but when it comes to us, we try to wing it just because, like, we've had success while we were young. Maybe we won the spelling bee while we were 6, or you always heard you were cute, or look at mama, little boy. Okay, so now you carry that with you, and it doesn't work here.
Hmm.
Everything must be peppered. I mean, it's discipline, it's surgical. Most people don't find that out until it's too late, or they just they never. I would say, and yeah, to each his own. I would say that you never realize just what's capable within you. We have this. I have this talk every day with somebody.
Hmm.
Okay, every day. Okay, they want to. They, instead of my meal plan that I wrote for them based
Hmm.
on their um I can do anything you want. Okay, based on your blood work. Okay, you want to
Yeah.
eat right for your type. Okay, we can do it all. Okay, I get your body fat analysis. And the thing about it, well, isn't this too stringent? I'm like, no. Hey, look, add in your lickies and chewies. Go ahead and put pound cake in there. But you're not going to get to where you want to go. And if
Right.
and then you'll always wonder, wow, what happened if I actually did it?
Hmm.
That's that bridge. That discipline is that bridge from success to failure, and it's in everything.
Yeah.
It's in
I,
everything.
I recall lifting weights, having to say discipline, discipline, discipline. That just when you
Yes,
said it, I was like muscle memory, discipline.
that's right. And I think for that occasion was just to. It's kind of like boot camp. Okay, we everything is lockstep. You repeat it,
Yep.
your question on it. So now it takes that 9 weeks to ingrain that in you. And
Hmm.
then, of course, like that show we were on, that you were on, you couldn't leave. Okay, so it's not
Yeah.
like I see a client an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, an hour a day, 3 times a week, and I'm like, well, I wonder if Tom Brady did this. No, it's every day. It's every
Right.
day. Yes, your business is every day. It
Hmm.
just, yeah. And I think we think we're always looking for the easy way out because because of technological advances.
Hmm.
We think that we can apply, chat GBT to our lives. No, no,
Yeah.
no, you can't. Okay. You got to go out and work the process. Okay.
Hmm.
If it's like if it's like let's look at a laundromat. Okay, before you got to go through the spin cycle. You've got to go through the agitation
Right.
before it's dry. So just let it do its work. But
Hmm.
we can't wait. because you
Yeah.
know what? That couch is real.
It is.
Those
It
Krispy
is.
Kreme. I had a Krispy Kreme once in my life.
Once.
Once, and let me tell you, I was like a zombie. After I got it, it was like I woke up in the morning, like, where are those? I gotta go get. And no wonder. And so, and of course, we know now that all
Yeah.
of this, all our foods are genetically modified to incite that type of response from you. Okay. It's
Yeah.
not by accident that these, your kids breakdancing over in the Fruity Pebbles. Okay, because that was me. My parents would never let me have that good stuff. But yeah. So you got to manage it. Good has to
Yeah.
be intentional.
Yeah.
I do this every day. I do this.
Uh-huh.
I've got, and we're talking about. These are. And I'm not making fun of anyone because we all, somewhere we fall short, and it's just a shame that it's something that we can achieve, but it's like I told my client. Okay, so she was talking about her hormonal. I hope she's
Yeah.
not on the line. I'm not going to say her name. Okay, so she's telling me, well, you just don't understand a woman and our hormones. And you just don't know, Jay. Uh, every week, once a week, you don't know these changes. And I'm like, and I never will know those changes. Okay. But the
Yeah.
thing about it, and so I told her, okay, so if you're stranded on a desert island, what would you do then?
hmm
Okay, you'd have to deal with it.
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
deal with anything. Yes, you have the comfort to pick and choose right now, you know,
hmm
and it's
Yeah.
killing us. I mean, the stats, you can read the stats. I've got the stats, on everything, our health. Um, yeah, it's just a shame that it's us. We need to take a look in the mirror.
Yeah. Well, that's a good segue because, I mentioned in the intro that you're known as the fit evangelist. So,
Oh,
what does
yeah.
that mean, and how does your
Okay.
faith tie into your approach
So
to
what
fitness?
this is and I'm not going to give it all. I'm just
Just a
gonna
little bit.
dip everyone's beak into it because it isn't out yet. And there's
Okay.
somebody back there right now writing it down. So
Yeah.
no, it's just it's the same. It's faith-based fitness. 2.2 billion Christians, and we have nothing. Okay, uh, uh, and what I've done is build community.
Okay.
Build community. It's no different than Dave Ramsey.
hmm
He gives you biblical principles. Use for finances. So I give you fitness. Uh, Biblical fitness principles, which
hmm
are purpose. That's the first purpose, identity.
Yeah.
That hustle mentality. Okay, you leave that up to the Lord. He's directing your path. You just yield to it. That's all
hmm
we can do is yield, and get on the roller coaster.
hmm
And get on the
Yeah.
roller coaster and ride with it. And sometimes it doesn't turn out good. You know, and
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't. But He's right there. He's always faithful. And that's where
hmm
I can segue into my story, okay? Because, well, like I said, I mean, I've been working out, eating kale, you name it, since I
hmm
joined the army. I was 17, and I made my mind up. I can remember when. I can remember the day, and I was looking at one of the soldiers. He was an old Vietnam vet. He was smoking a cigarette, and I mean, this guy looked like he was aged, okay? And someone says, "Man, yeah, he's 28," and I'm like, "No, okay." I mean, this guy was every. I mean, I'm not making fun of anyone, but it is
Yeah.
what it is, okay?
Yeah.
And I mean, he was, smoke him if you got him, and it looked really bad. And I made my mind up. I'm like, I am not going to be that way. Okay, I'm going to take care of myself, and I did. But let me tell you, audience, it doesn't matter
hmm
what the scriptures say. You can plan it. It depends. The
Yeah.
Lord's the one that rains on the crops. And let me tell you, I had cancer last year. I
hmm
had cancer. Here I was that day before I went in. I'm working out. I'm wearing my tank top, I'm jacked, and feeling good. And I went in, and hey, they found cancer. Where did that come from? They don't
Yeah.
know. They can't tell me where it came from. They says, I don't know. It's in the smooth muscle, some sarcoma. They took it out the most aggressive form. Thank God it did not metastasize. It did not
Yeah.
grow any larger than a 2 centimeter circle. But it
hmm
was active. They said it's the worst of the worst, and they've never seen that. The hematologist said, I've never seen that. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, and the surgeon
Yeah.
says, "Man, you are a lucky dude. Somebody up there loves you." And I'm like,
Mhm.
"Wow." I mean, I was knocking on heaven's door.
Mhm.
Everybody, or you remember that song by Biggie Small? There's gonna be some slow singing.
Yes. Jay.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
well, that's what you thought about because everyone was around my bed.
Yeah.
And then now, if I hear the stories, it's like, man, we didn't think you were going to make it. My kidneys shut down from
Mhm.
blood clots. It was man, and I'm like, wow, the Lord will put you through some things.
Yeah.
He'll
Well,
put you through some things. But that was me doing the right thing. And who
mhm.
knows? You get a guy like Mick Jagger who's done drugs and smoked and did that lifestyle, and he's still going at age 80 something,
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, even though you jumped ahead on me.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
sorry
no,
about
no,
that,
no,
folks.
no, no. But I'm glad you brought it up because I think that is important to know, like that. You can do all the right things, but things can still happen. Can you share with us, like, if you had any symptoms or what that looked like when
None. My
none?
only symptom was I was just jacked. Okay, I was just feeling so good. The
Yeah,
day I went in, I just texted everybody in my family, "Hey, I'm going in for surgery tomorrow. Send some prayers out." Okay, the, yeah, just like that. 42 days later, I mean, I'm in the hospital still. Kidneys shut down because anything can happen, right?
yeah,
Okay,
right.
anything can happen, and the surgery. I don't want to get too graphic here. They had to take everything out. They get to it is in my aorta,
Hmm.
and so yeah, and so my kidneys shut down. So I was in a wheelchair. I had a catheter. I mean, me. Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm standing up, looking at myself, and I always wonder, hey, what am I going to look like when I get old? And I was looking in the mirror during that time, and I mean, it was
yeah.
bad.
Oh,
I mean, it was really bad. Okay,
hmm,
and I could hardly walk. Had to use the railings and everything. The nurse had to come and help me,
hmm,
and I'm like, no, no, it doesn't end like this.
yeah,
I wasn't freaking out like, oh, look at me, but I went from I think 240 to 205. Okay, 240, and it was ghastly. Okay,
hmm,
everyone that saw me, they were like, oh, whoa,
yeah.
he's going
Wow.
through it.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, and
Wow.
like I said, I black don't crack, but it was sagging. I was like, it was melted, and I was like, oh my gosh, not
Yeah.
me. I purposely made sure that this
Hmm.
wouldn't happen. Okay, and it
Yeah.
happened. So what do
Hmm.
you say out there? What do I tell your audience? Hey, you can only do what you can do.
Right.
Do your best and make sure you get it checked. Okay, so if I go to see a doctor and they're telling me about their feelings, and I'm like, oh no, 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 ultrasound, my
Yeah.
friend, no,
Hmm.
ultrasound. Give me that nuclear valve test, where they put the iodine in and
Right.
put me in a CAT scan. I want it all. Okay.
Yeah.
My insurance pays for it. I want to know, I want to see some type of imaging to confirm, yay or nay,
Hmm.
so yeah, but it's just
Wow.
another one of those trials,
Hmm.
you can't have the rainbow without the rain, right?
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you pulled through it. You overcame. You're here. You look good, and and I think this is important, especially for Men's Health Month, because I think one of the things you see all the time is that men say, especially Black men, they don't want to go to the doctor. They can figure it out themselves. So I think this is important that when you said you now like any little thing, if they have a feeling, you're like run the test. You're going to the doctor.
I'm running to the doctor. Okay,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? Who is saying my look? Okay, if you're listening, you better go to the doctor. Okay, if you haven't been to the doctor, I mean, a lot of these illnesses are preventable if you catch it in these early stages.
Hmm.
And mine was misdiagnosed for 4 years, and but I
Wait,
mean, we
let's
have.
go back to that. Let's go back to that. The
Yes, it
misdiagnosed
was
for 4 years.
misdiagnosed. Okay, so I had, first of all, I had COVID blood clots, and I had some pains in my left side of my body, and I couldn't sleep. And it was just like, I'm talking about excruciating. And I figured, okay, is this the kidney stone thing? Okay, or is this what I've heard? And I mean, I could not, I thought maybe, I was constipated and I couldn't go. So I just waited. I mean, all night. It started at 10 o'clock at night, and then by 7 in the morning. Hey, I looked at my little doggy and was like, "Hey, buddy, I gotta go. I'll see you, man." I went to the hospital and I was in there for 30 days. Blood clots, had a blood clots everywhere. I don't know. It was a blood clot shower. Fast forward, the an intern told me once I had the cancer surgery 4 years
Mhm.
later, he said the blood clots came from the cancer.
Wow.
Yes, he's told me that. He's the only one that said that the blood clots came from the cancer. Yeah, and not the COVID. It came from the cancer. And so I had one in my leg. I'm talking about my leg felt rubbery. Remember that game we used to play when you were kids? You put your fingers, you put your fingers together, then you'd go. It was really weird that you'd be touching someone else's finger because
No.
it felt like it was dead. Yeah, well, anyway, there was a little somebody knows that, right? It's a little thing that we did. You put two fingers, your partner's finger like that, then you rub your hand on it, and they can feel your finger and you can feel their hand, but you're not, it's not internal. Okay.
Okay.
That's the way my leg felt. And I had a 85% blockage in my right leg. So the
Oh, goodness.
surgeon comes up and says, "Man, we're gonna have to cut your leg off unless you have surgery in the next hour." I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, let's go." So they
Yeah.
take that out. So that's just another thing.
Mhm.
Blood clots, okay, cancer. What did it come from? They don't know where it comes came from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I will tell you this, just in all honesty, a full disclosure. I was a sugar freak, okay, when I was a kid. I'm talking about I ate sugar because of sugar, okay? I'm talking about I mean, I don't know. Remember we back in the day you thought if you had acne it was because of sugar and everything?
Right. Right.
I had acne, okay? My acne was so bad when I joined the army, the drill sergeant made fun of me and said that I joined the military to get my face repaired. I am I am dead serious. Okay, because and you know how so bad. The acne just hits you on the side.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't hit me in the front right here, unless of course, unless of course I was in front of this girl I wanted to date in high school, and then that one showed up on my tip of my nose. Okay, I'm like, thank you.
Right. Of
Oh,
course.
oh yeah, you again. Okay, but so yeah, so I was like Abraham Lincoln with the beard, just a beard of zit. So
Mhm.
had to battle that. Got medicine for that, but I've been a sugar freak all my life. Now I don't touch sugar. I don't touch it. No way, I don't. And that's a
Mhm.
hard thing to wean your body of ice cream
Yeah.
and all those
Mhm.
goodies. Everything out
Yeah.
here is laden with sugars. Your
Yeah.
bread, the bread is sweet. Good gosh,
Yeah. So
Yeah,
wait a
you go to
minute. You
Starbucks and
took you
huh?
took away my Snickers.
Oh man, you know what? You know what? My thing is, sure. And here's what someone will say: well, as long as it's in moderation. But yeah, but we wouldn't tell that to a crack addict, would we? Yeah, yeah, to get that pipe only on the weekends.
Right.
We wouldn't
Right.
say that. So this is what we're dealing with. That sugar is like that. It is
Mhm.
addictive, highly addictive.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. So are you thinking that sugar contributed to
it
your cancer, or was it genetic?
um I don't know. I really don't know. I'm guessing just like they are, and so preventive. I'm basically grazing now. If it isn't green, I'm not eating it. If it didn't
Mhm.
have a mother, I'm not eating it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, if it came in a box, I run from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
What are you going to do? I mean,
right.
are you going to go down the road? I live downtown Dallas. Okay, downtown Dallas, and there's a saying that death starts in the feet, right? And if you notice, I mean, and wherever the listeners are, if they notice a lot of people in their districts are in wheelchairs, okay, or they have canes, or everyone's stumbling along, that's the neuropathy that comes from diabetes. And then next thing you know, they got to cut those legs off,
Mhm.
the feet off. They
Yeah.
had to do that to my mother,
Mhm.
diabetes, So,
Mhm.
and it's prevalent in the Black community. Matter of fact, my friend, Dion Martin just released a book 2 days ago about this um, wellness in the Black community. But yes, and we've got to be. aggressive,
Mhm.
ruthlessly aggressive about it. It's not a, it's nothing cute, like, oh,
Right.
I'm just sick. No, no, you're not. You're unhealthy. It's
Mhm.
inflammation.
Mhm.
It's unhealthy. No, don't, you know,
Yeah.
don't put lipsticks on a pig. No, it isn't.
Mhm.
It's not nice. It isn't. And
Yeah.
I don't say that from a, I'm not saying that as a criticism or
Mhm.
judgment. No, I'm saying no. Please, it's gonna be hard. It's hard for me. It's hard for you. You know.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. To pass up the
Yeah.
goodies is hard. You know.
Very, very, very hard. Very, very hard. So I don't try not to keep any in here. That's my goal. Let's talk a little bit about, thank you for sharing that story and being transparent, because I think there's somebody out there that needed to hear that. And I forgot to remind the people in the comments, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. So let's talk a little bit about fitness. For those people they've been couch potatoes, they want to get started. They're like, I need to start working out. How do they know what would actually work? Like, should it be strength training? Should it be cardio? Should it be a mixture? Where do they start?
Um, I would just say utilizing the time that they have and the resources they have. You can walk.
Hmm.
Walk is just as good as anything. Walk
Yeah.
and just be consistent.
Hmm.
Get up every day, walk for 15 minutes. Walk. I mean, it doesn't have to be Ashton Hole, you're running down and with the dogs behind you, with your
Uh-huh.
mask on and your weights. No, it doesn't have to be dramatic. That's sensationalism. And no, you'll get to that part. You know,
Hmm.
but no, just walk, walk. And if you're able, just go somewhere and do 5 push-ups if
Hmm.
that's where you're at right now. And it's the same thing. Just add on it. Just do jumping jacks. Everything they taught you in grade school. If
Hmm.
I don't know what they're teaching in grade school now, but
Yeah.
yeah. And I usually say, well, do what you know to do. Okay.
Right.
Most of us, it's not like some mystery. Well, oh my God, what do I do? You turn on Instagram. That's all there is workout videos.
Right.
Workout commercials on TV. Everyone's running around in athleisure, you know, attire, and you can't figure it out. Okay, but you know
Yeah.
where that Krispy Kreme's at, right? Okay,
That's different. We don't have
yeah,
to walk there. We can
you can
drive.
figure it out. Okay, and that's just your lot in life, just no different than anything else.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
work. You know what to do. Okay, five. It's usually what I usually say, and I don't want to sound harsh to your audience. And I'm not a smart aleck. I just say, do what you're not doing right now.
Hmm.
And you know what to do. You know what to do. Walk. You don't
Hmm.
walk. Just get up. I mean, purpose. Okay, put something in your music, your audible. Go 15 minutes. Well, yeah, I only have 30 minutes. I don't have time to work. Well, you got to change. You got to make some decisions. You got to make
Yeah.
some decisions.
Yeah, because
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I knew I was talking to you today, so I said I'm gonna make time to get my exercise in. So I walked, and then we had 2 pound weights, and I walked and had my weights. I was like, I got to multitask because I got to get my strength training
Yes.
in
You
today.
can walk doing this. You can walk curling. Now,
Yep.
okay, will you be on the front cover of whatever? Or you be running next to Ashton Hall with the dogs? No, I don't know. Okay.
No.
But it all depends on the degree that you're doing it. You know?
Right. Hmm.
Yes, it's the degree that you're doing it. Treadmills are here. Everything is here for you. I mean, right now in this day and age with technology, I mean, your Apple Watch, everything is just conducive to fitness, and
Hmm.
heart health. And I wouldn't say there's no excuse, but if you're looking for it, you're going to find it.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
Melba Moore was on here a few weeks ago, and she talked about flexibility and stretching. That's what, I think she's 79, and she was talking about like she's really making sure she's stretching every day. And I don't think we talk a lot about that a lot, just in general. How can people improve it without spending hours stretching or going to one of those stretch places? How can they improve their flexibility?
Well, it's just like anything, just like the workouts. I mean, sit down and touch your toes. You know,
Hmm.
stand up, touch your toes, spread your feet, put your
Yeah.
knees, put your. I mean, we know, okay.
Hmm.
That's what kills me about fitness. You get these boardroom titans, these powerful lawyers and talk show hosts, and they're so assertive, they're dominant. But when it comes to something like stretching, I'm trying to figure this out. Oh Lord,
Right.
there's no rule of thumb. No, just do it. Do something.
Hmm.
Like this, like you're yawning in the morning.
Yeah.
Just
Hmm.
this is I'm stretching right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we got Chat GPT. You've got a supercomputer in your hand. I was just reading about that. You have in your hand all the information that the president had available to him in 1995. Okay,
Hmm.
and we're having a problem with stretching. I'm like, get in the corner. There's there's some deeper problems there. Okay, I'm just serious about it. Come on, we're,
Yeah.
we're strong people. We're resilient, and we
Hmm.
know where to find answers. We need to look ourselves in the mirror and just ask, what do we really want? Okay, because when
Yeah.
that time comes, and that time will come when you'll wish that you would have done this stuff. And it doesn't take too much. It takes
Hmm.
5 minutes. Yeah. Matter of fact, you guys contact me, okay? And I'll
Yeah.
show you. I'll give you a stretching. I will give you a stretching routine
Hmm.
if you have a problem. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Jay is good, y'all. Like I showed up to his boot camp with a tore up knee, but I still was able to, with some strong encouragement, was still able to do discipline. And plus, I couldn't leave, but discipline, right? So let's talk a little bit more about consistency because you a minute ago you said, if people walk 15 minutes a day, be consistent so they can see some, and build on it. How do you how do you keep them motivated? So because people may get frustrated because they're not seeing results or they're too tired, they're too busy, they got all these excuses or reasons why they cannot do it every
You,
day or three times a week.
build a habit. Get a club. Go join a gym. Um, get some support in that area. If you're really struggling, get some support in that area. Have a friend, a cousin, whoever. Hey, let's get up in the morning. I'm going to meet you at the park. We're going to walk for 15 minutes. Okay.
Hmm.
We're just going to put our tunes in, or we can talk about a subject. Hey, read this tomorrow. Read this devotional. To tomorrow morning, we'll walk for 20 minutes discussing it. Whatever it is, politics. Who cares? As long as you're moving, get some movement. And
Hmm.
you know what? Only thing I can say about that, and I am deeply hurt, okay, about this. I have hurt because um, I've never known that type of darkness, okay, where I could not motivate myself to do what
Oh.
I say I wanted to do. I've never known that type of darkness. If it
Mhm.
caused for me to hurt, to get it, put it this way, I'm a airborne soldier, and I'm definitely afraid of heights. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm looking out of my windows right now in downtown Dallas. I'm up on the floor, and you know what? We used to have to rappel at this height, and I am definitely afraid of it. But I wanted those wings so bad.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I wanted that achievement that said I did it so bad. And so I did it. Here I go, rappelling and jumping out of planes.
Mhm.
Afraid. I'm still skittish of heights. But I maybe more. Someone, you really need some support, I think, if you know, um consistency is everything. You have got to figure that out. You have got to figure, and you've got Chat GPT. They can give you 100 different ways to stay
Mhm.
motivated, but the motivation will not get you there because that's a flicker. That's a flicker.
Mhm.
You need to build habits. Okay, you need to build
Yeah.
concrete habits. You don't have to get motivated to brush your teeth in the morning. I hope. Okay. Okay, who's you don't see that post, right? Yeah, brushing my teeth again. To me,
Right.
fitness is that way. It's something
Mhm.
that you do. You're taking care of yourself. You know,
Mhm.
like cleaning your ears or combing your hair or whatever. It's the same
Right.
thing. Fitness. I got to take care of this dirt suit. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
and so I would just say, you know, because usually trainers, it's going to cost you. All right. I would get with a friend. I would get with a support group. Get someone that needs you.
Mhm.
Even though you're maybe bad off, get someone that that's in the same boat, and you and that
Yep.
person just get together and you
Hmm.
know start sharing the dream. I mean,
Yeah.
we that's I think that's why we really relish in those type of stories, those body transformation, because
Hmm.
it isn't really a body transformation; it's a mental transformation.
Ah,
Yes,
okay.
it's mental, okay, and that's your
Hmm.
biggest hurdle. You know, anywhere you stay
Yeah.
long enough becomes home, and we can get locked down because of past traumas and
Hmm.
past, you know, But then again, it's kind of like PTSD, post traumatic stress syndrome. But there's another side of that. There's post traumatic growth.
Hmm.
Okay, so because the kids picked on me at high school, right? They picked on me, boy. All them bumps. Oh, I didn't live a day. Okay. Oh, they made fun of me, but you know what? Oh, that was fuel. So I
Yeah.
joined the army. Got in shape, had my hair all curled. Remember the Jerry curls back in the
Oh
day?
no.
Oh yes. I had a nice little Jerry curl. The little duck tail that came out there. That was
No,
old style.
Jay. No,
That was
Jay.
that was back in the day. Okay, but anyway, so I was stationed home at Barstow. So I grew up in San Bernardino, California. So I was an hour away from home. So I went right back to the same place where everybody was at. Now I had a car, you know, brand new car, where I was hoofing it to school and everything. Nobody's ever seen me drive. But so now I had that brand new Nissan Pulsar when that came out way back in the 80s, right?
I don't even
Oh,
know
you
what
could
that is.
Oh, I had payback. Oh, payback is good. You talk about revenge body? No, revenge life. Okay, whatever stoked you. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever stoked you. And let me tell you, I was paying people back until I was 60, and I'm 63.
Well, what about
No,
what
no, I'm
about
just
those
kidding.
people, Jay, that have like they're depressed or have and they just can't find that motivation. Like maybe they've gained a lot of weight and they're like, I want to lose the
Yes,
weight, but they're depressed or they're coming back from an injury or
right. I
maybe
get it. I
share
get it.
how did you overcome what you went through and then pull yourself back out of it to through all the
No,
mental stuff to work
okay,
out.
so because that was a lifetime,
Yeah.
of building up that confidence. And
Okay.
then I had
Okay.
trust in the Lord that whatever I do, that He is it's providence, that He guides my life, and that anything that comes to me, He allows that to happen to me. Okay.
Mhm.
So if
Okay.
that was gonna be my last day, hey, I was telling people when they came to see me, I'm like, hey, go live your life, man. I live mine. I got mine. Okay. I've been
Mhm.
there and I've done that, no regrets. So on that day, I felt, but that's what I'm saying. If the person that you described, that's why I said, man, I I feel for him. I feel for
Yeah.
him because I have never experienced that type of darkness in my life. Never.
Mhm.
The military is shake and bake. They put you in there. They breed that mentality where it's confidence. You're aware of. Sure. I'm not a Harvard grad or I don't work at NASA, but you know what things I can do with the tools I have. I can
Mhm.
be the best me. I
Yeah.
can. So I am a pro at being Jay Johnson. Okay,
Mhm.
I can be standing next to whoever it is, and I'm like, hey, I'm the best Jay Johnson in the world. Okay, that's
Yeah.
my claim to fame. I'm not trying to be a Shamika. Okay, but so my thing is to those people out here, and of course I would say, hey, pray. It's a spiritual matter. I would say, hey, you need to call me. Okay, you need some help. Okay, you need motive, and it's not even motivation. What I try to instill in people is a sense of purpose.
Mhm.
Sense of purpose that this isn't no accident. This time in eternity will never happen again. This little time that you and I are speaking here, okay? There's
Right.
purpose behind it. There's people that are listening that it may be turned on or turned off, But
Mhm.
I'm not responsible how they digest anything, okay?
Right.
I
Yeah.
just drop it. I'm just telling my story, and it might be offensive to someone, but and I'm dealing with a person. Well, it's kind of two people in my life right now that are like that, where I'm trying to get to them without offending them and without being overbearing, and I just say, hey. look at you. Look at your talents.
Hmm.
Look at your talents. You've accomplished so much. But in the realm of fitness, I'm like, it's just a choice.
Hmm.
It's a choice not to do these things. Put yourself in a position to win, you know?
Yeah.
Put
Yeah.
yourself in a position to win. Yeah, instead of succumbing to your desires, sure, you can go get a nutritionist, you can go get
Hmm.
someone to hypnotize you. But
Yeah.
you can get Dr. Phil, but you got to put the work in. You've got to
Hmm.
put the work in, and it's usually identity, just who you are, just really who you are, who you want to be, and,
Hmm.
and understanding that there's a natural process that you've got to go through to
Hmm.
get to the other side of that, and you
Yeah.
can too, because you know why I know that that person can, because it's been done before,
Hmm.
and if it's been
Yeah.
done before, they can do it. They can do it.
Yeah. I will say, I'm going to be transparent right now. So when I came on that show in 2007, I was not in a good place. I hated my job at that time. And, I had just gotten out of an awful relationship and just all I was doing at that point was partying and doing all the things, which is how the weight came on, right? So coming on the show, it was like, I had just fallen down the stairs trying to leave to come there, fell down the steps, busted up my knee. And so it was like this whole like, I'm not gonna win anyway. I'm just here, like, and then the day you got in my face after I only lost 1 pound that week, and you said, y'all, he said this to me. You go back and look at it. He said, I could pass gas and lose a pound. That right there flipped the switch. It was like I turned into a whole different person. And yeah, and even when I got home, I still continued everything you taught me and ended up reaching the goal weight that I had. So
Wow.
you motivated me mostly because I got mad because you said that,
Yeah.
but you still motivated me to
But
like
yeah, but
prove him
see,
wrong.
yes, but that was your trigger
Yeah,
to 100%, because
yeah,
what that really was, and I doubted you.
you did. Yes. And I was
Yes,
like,
I
who is he
doubted you. I
talking to? Yeah.
doubted you. I didn't say it behind your back.
You
Oh, you
said,
didn't hear some said that. No, and that was your trigger for good. That was
yeah.
your trigger for good.
Yes. I need you to
Yes.
say that to me again, like
Yeah.
off of here, but say it again to
See,
me.
I have a lot of people that when I train them, they say, Do what you would do in the military."
Yeah, it
And
works.
then here's what I got to go with them. I said, first of all, we wouldn't have this talk in the military. You wouldn't be there. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. In a combat unit, you with that, no, we don't do that. We don't do that there. Okay.
Right.
Because by then you've already washed out. Okay. And,
Hmm.
and you're in my unit. You're not there. Okay. And so we don't have to berate you like that. We can have fun, we can have
Hmm.
fun, uh, you know, uh, playing around with each other, but I wouldn't have to go that deep with you out there, because
Yeah.
you've already developed that mindset, that can-do mindset.
Hmm.
Okay, so what they're talking about is the drill sergeant mode, which I was a drill sergeant, and
Hmm.
yeah, that could be pretty defeating too. But then
Hmm.
you're it's spray and pray, because you don't know what you're. I've said some things to people, and and it was really deep. I mean, it hurt them. Okay,
Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, where it happened to them. What
Hmm.
I'm talking, it happened to someone in their family, and I can't do that as a civilian out here.
Right.
I don't want to. I don't want to hurt my clients. I want to inspire them that
Hmm.
to look inside. That everything that you want is already there.
Hmm.
That's why I love the scripture, because the scripture says to work it out. He's put that seed in you to work it out.
Hmm.
You work it out. So you already have this in you. But what we run from is what we need, that resistance that builds muscle. See, we want this. We want to sit back like this with our remote
Yeah.
and chat GPT it, because
Yeah.
see, technological advances calls us to do that. So I
Hmm.
can go get my Krispy Kreme made in 2 seconds. I've got my DoorDash delivered here. So I want my fitness the same way, and that's not going to happen. That's why you see, that's why you see everyone, a lot of people on Instagram. They got the shake and bake fitness, with the steroids,
Yeah.
the BBLs, and all
Hmm.
that. You can see that a mile away. But
Hmm.
usually you're going to run into complications. You know,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you ride the devil's highway, you got to pay the toll. You're going to pay the toll. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not the exception. I'm here to tell you. Yeah, you're not the exception. So yeah, a person that's living that dark, you need to in that type of darkness, you need to seek help. Okay, with some trusted friends because just going out picking a trainer. And here's another thing about picking that trainer, okay? Picking that trainer. You're gonna pay the cost, okay?
Hmm.
You're gonna pay for it, all right? And you're not paying, sure. Shamika, your push-ups are no better than my push-ups, okay? What are you gonna
Hmm.
do? People you can get, but my thing is, man, I've been doing this since I was 17. Okay.
Yeah.
Spent 5 years at the, well, no, 4 years at the Army's Soldier Performance Laboratories, research labs. Okay. So we did all the
Hmm.
research with the oxygen and all the data, the monitoring, and all of that. So I have a little taste of everything to apply to what works. And I think what works is best is put a person in a position just like you were in that show. And
Yeah.
that's just like boot camp.
Hmm.
Put yourself, isolate yourself so that you can, in a culture that breeds the
Hmm.
activity, the outcomes that you want.
Right. Yeah, and you know
Yes.
what else? I wanted to also add that that experience and motivation started to carry over into other aspects of my life. So clearly, because I'm here, but but it carried over. So thank you for that, Jay. Thank you for that. Um, yeah. So, gosh, this conversation went by so quick, and it was so good. So, how can people? You told people to reach out to you. How could they find you to reach out?
If they're looking for me, they'll find me. That's what I tell. Hey, it's just like I said, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's true.
we got to spoon feed everyone out here, but these people, boy, you can't tell them nothing right now with their brand new Porsches and they're the Titans and all this. But now all of a sudden it's, oh, I need help. No, you can find me if you're looking for me. You'll find me. Okay, it's
Yeah.
easy. Uh,
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboy cheerleader trainer. It'll always look. I'll be 90 years old with that title. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You, you know, and we didn't talk about that. And I just that was uh, did I ever tell you that was I saw the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders when I was 18 years
No.
old on the DMZ, and we gave them a tomahawk. That was our unit. It was a
Uh-huh.
tomahawk, and that's the first job I had. It's not even a job, okay? Kind of proposition to them, um, and it's still on their wall. It's still on their wall
Wow.
at the Star. Yeah, that same plaque that our unit gave them. Yeah,
Oh, I
isn't
love
that
that.
something? That's like 360.
It
So,
is.
yes, it's outstanding. And it's not like I rest on my laurels of being the cheerleader trainer or being a soldier. It's kind of like you're just trying to be your best out here. But yeah,
Mhm.
anyone can contact me. Just Jay Johnson. Um, you can go. I have a website, but I don't want to put that stuff out right now.
Okay.
But yeah, they can. My email Jay Johnson JJ. What is it? Um, J222 Global,
Yes, I was like,
J222 Global at
yeah.
gmail.com. Okay.
Okay.
So, but
Okay.
when I launch that other business, probably in about 6 months, I
Mhm.
launch the other business, they'll know. Okay. And, I'll offer some prayers up to them. People have their reasons why they don't want to go out in public and ask for help. Usually what we do, we get, let's say, if you're the director of Marvel Studios and you're high on your horse and
Mhm.
and you don't want people to see you fail. And I've had these people,
Mhm.
they're in the
Yeah.
limelight and they don't want other people to know that they need help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you set
Wow.
yourself up for failure, first of all. So
Mhm.
then you'd have to train them. Yeah. Yeah. So it can be difficult, I guess.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to Oni Peace. She is at the gym watching this right now. Go, Oni.
Okay, Oni.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I always ask my guests this question. Are you ready for the final question, Jay? It's like a
I'm
game
ready.
show. What feeds your soul?
What do you mean, like what feeds my soul?
Yeah, some people say, like, for example, fitness may feed your soul. It sounds like faith and fitness feed your soul. It could be, this show feeds my soul. It makes me feel whole. So, there's something out there that makes you feel like just at peace and really just makes you happy. What is that thing?
Um, of course, to help someone. Okay.
Hmm.
No, you
Yeah.
wouldn't say that when I get these guys, these panhandlers down here. No. Okay, not that kind of gimme stuff. No, I like to encourage other people. I really like to encourage them, but I just like to be real with them that it's not easy for anyone. It's
Yeah.
not easy for anyone. There's no easy route. If you're on the easy route, you need to question that. Okay,
Hmm.
you need to question it. It's always hardship. I don't go looking for it, but it just seems to know that it seems that all good intentions are followed by some type of disruption, and that's even biblical. You know,
Hmm.
whenever you're trying to pursue good, all of a sudden here comes all your obstacles. Okay, your
Yeah.
obstacles, and then that's part of the process to get to the product. But the whole name of the game is the actual process. How can I enjoy the process? That's the question, really,
Hmm.
that most people have. How I know what the product can look like. How do I enjoy the process?
Yeah.
You enjoy the process hey, record the process, share the process.
Hmm.
Okay. You can inspire other people. Yeah, we all see the exercises where somebody's overweight and they're posting every day for 3 years, and next thing you know, they're in the beauty contest. Okay.
Hmm.
All
Right.
right,
Yeah.
that's the process, and the process is what everyone's running from. That
Hmm.
process hurts, okay? But
Hmm.
that's the thing we need. It chisels you. The
Yeah.
process is a pruning effect. You know that the process cuts off parts of the tree that doesn't feed the nutrients.
Hmm.
Yes, you just need to you know,
Yeah.
yeah, you just need to run and cut off everything that weighs you down. Yeah,
Hmm.
and learn to like it. And in the military, we have a saying that you embrace the suck, because
Hmm.
what we try to say, it all sucks. You just don't, unless someone's been out there in the military, in combat arms. I can't speak for anyone that was in combat arms, but I know for combat arms, as an infantryman, I mean, it's just mind games.
Hmm.
It's harsh, and so the entire world is easy for me. It's easy. Why? Because
Yeah.
I've already done the work. I've already done the work. I
Hmm.
know what it's like to stand on the side of a 65 foot and do the Australian rappel, and
Hmm.
it's like everyone's waiting down there for you to crash and burn. Really, they're not like, okay, when you do it right, they're, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But really, they're waiting for you to bounce off that wall a couple of times,
Yeah.
okay? And you know that, okay,
Hmm.
walking up there. And if you don't have that confidence, but yeah. So what really took, I really like helping people. I like
Okay.
watching people. I love watching people find themselves.
Hmm.
I really like that. I
Yeah.
like people to understand that, yes, me too. I can do this too. And that's how I used to watch these people live these lives, when I was in the military. And it's like, how can I ever get over there? How can I
Hmm.
do this? And I just learned you've got to take your best foot forward. Don't live in regrets. And if it scares you, you know you're in the right place. If it scares you,
Yeah.
you know you're in the right place, because things you don't need don't scare you. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes, that meal
Yeah.
plan scares you because can I really eat like this
Right.
for 9 weeks? Yes, you can.
Yep,
My
you
gosh,
can.
yes. But anyway,
9 weeks plus.
yes,
Yes, you
yes,
can.
9 week plus for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
What's the alternative? You know?
Hmm.
Yeah, just try to live the unlived life and have no regrets. No
Yeah.
regrets. Go out 100%. It's been done before. It's been
Hmm.
done before. Okay, so you can do it. Change your life. You know, do something crazy. I'm about to get my pilot's license next year. That's on my bucket list. Okay,
Okay.
I've always
All
wanted. Yes, so I want to not only fly the plane but jump out at the same time. You know.
right.
So if I come down to Atlanta to pick you up, you better have a chute with you, because I'm bailing out.
You are
Uh,
too funny. Thank you,
yeah.
Jay. This has been great. You'll have to come back when you launch your new program in a few
Oh
months.
yeah, yeah.
This
Now,
was
now I always say this. Yeah, I know I seem kind of scattered, but that's just a survival technique. Okay.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I don't want to lock down and become so regimental and professional that it's
That's
like, okay,
okay.
you can't relate to me, you know?
No, no, I like this. I like this. No, thank you so much for coming on here and being transparent and open about your own health journey. I know that it has helped somebody out here. Y'all heard him. Go to the doctor. If you feel like something's off, go to the doctor. So, for more information on everything we talked about tonight, from fitness, motivation, weight loss, nutrition, and even cancer, you can head over to blackdoctor.org. There's a lot of articles and resources there. And I hope that everyone, and you too, Jay, you have a soul filled rest of the week. And I will see you guys next Wednesday we're back at 7 o'clock. So I'll see you guys next Wednesday at 7. Have
All
a
right.
wonderful
Thank
rest of
you.
the week. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you for having me. All right.